As we made the walk back to my place, my mind was racing. Now, the literal meaning of "let's go listen to records" is, of course, "let's go listen to records," but you can never really tell the subtext of these things. For all I know, she may have meant, "Well, Lev, I rate you about a 4 out of 10, but since the world is going to blow up soon anyway, we may as well go have a lackluster bonk and then never see each other again." Although I didn't know what she was thinking, I thought it best to assume that she just meant, "let's go listen to records." You see, I've never been good at figuring out if a girl likes me or not. I never know what signals I should look for. But since I don't like being rejected, and I don't like making friendships awkward and uncomfortable, and I don't want to lie awake later wondering what the hell I did wrong, I find it best to just stay oblivious to whatever's going on and let the chips fall where they may. I know this is all terribly interesting, and I'd love to elaborate on it further, but the thing is, I've now been talking to you about this for so long, I don't think I've said anything to her in like 3 or 4 minutes. I decided I should get our conversation going again. It's only 2 or 3 more blocks to my place.
Okay.
Awesome. Good going, Lev. I know that's not much of a conversation starter, but to tell you the truth, as I unlocked the door to my apartment, I kind of hoped that we wouldn't get on a topic that I really cared about, 'cause this can make me drone on and on about it and bore the hell out of everyone in a 5-mile radius. I turned on the light, and she started looking around.
Wow, this is a really cool place.
I thought I could talk about my apartment for ages, but I'd better just reply and change the subject. Thanks. You want a drink?
Sure.
I went into the kitchen and opened the fridge, and I realized that I was faced with another problem. Uh-oh. All I have is sparkling wine, and I don't know how she's going to interpret this. Although she may be impressed that I've got such a sophisto drink on hand, she may also think it's totally sleazy, like it was my plan to get her back here all along. But it's all I've got. All I can do is serve it and make it seem like it's no big deal. I gave her her glass.
Wow, champagne. I love champagne.
I said, "It's actually not champagne. It's unsophisticated, cheapo garbage sparkling wine. Only $6 a bottle." Tastes pretty good, though.
Okay.
She started looking at my shelf.
You weren't lying. You have a hell of a lot of records.
I thought, okay, Lev, here we go. I must resist the urge to prattle on about records. Yeah, I've been collecting them for years.
How do you have them organized?
I thought, oh boy, I could go on forever about when, how, and why I organized my records. But I won't. I must keep the answer simple. By category. This part is all indie rock, and then there's the goth section, the jazz section, 70s heavy metal, and all of this is Lou Reed, Iggy Pop, T-Rex, and...
Oh my god, are these all original edition Bowie albums?
I thought, don't go on about this, Lev. Resist the urge to talk about this. Don't do it. Oh, the hell with it. Yes, they are. You see, when I was first getting into Bowie, he was in a battle with his old record company, and a lot of his albums were out of print. Boston had lots of used record stores when I was a kid, and so I was able to find all of them except for the 1971 album Hunky Dory. Every weekend, I would go from store to store looking for a copy of Hunky Dory, and when I finally found it, I was so happy that the guy at the store thought I was out of my mind. When Hunky Dory was finally reissued and remastered, I totally didn't care because I was so happy with the copy that I had. I still think about this every single time that I play it. Yes, they are all original editions.
Let's play it.
Okay. I put on the record, and we didn't say anything for a while. We just listened to it. When it got to the third song, she lay down on the floor like this. I followed her lead and lay down next to her. While we were both looking at the ceiling, I started remembering this nature documentary I saw, which said that a lot of gestures and postures in the animal kingdom are actually nonverbal mating calls that people probably wouldn't understand. But I did not get to complete the thought, because then she sat up and said,
"Kiss me, you idiot."
And I said, okay. And we started making out like crazy. It was a semi-unexpected, although thoroughly welcome development. At some point we came up for air, and she gave me this really intense look. I thought she was going to say something serious or dramatic, but she said,
"Where's your bathroom?"
And I said, "Oh, it's just down the hall. Light switch is on the right." As she walked down the hall, I sat down on my bed and thought, as a guy, I feel kind of weird thinking this, but I would actually rather not sleep with her too soon. Usually that just results in a one-night stand, and I kind of like her, so I would rather if things lasted longer than that. So I think that I had probably better, You found the bathroom all right? Of course, there are always exceptions to every rule. So, it appears that Lev is about to take a dip in the sacred pool. But is this the next step to domesticity or to devastation? Find out next time in Fling, Episode 4.